Welcome, everyone, to what is going to be a wet and sloppy affair. The skies are wide open, and we are certainly in for some challenges to ball security today as we get ready for this showdown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Florida's offense will get the first possession of the game. This has an old-school feel to it as this running back makes his way onto the field, and all eyes are fixed. They are glued on him.
Yeah, the old school, because nowadays it's usually quarterbacks and the other guys that get...
And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And that's the first sack of the day, but I'll tell you what, this team's been doing it so far throughout the season. They're in the top 10 sacks for a reason. They pin their ears back, and they get after quarterbacks.
Off play action. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
And can there be a better start for a defense than setting the tone back-to-back sacks, forcing a third and long, first time out the gates? Really good job by this defense.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Got the back over the middle. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Gators will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He's got great speed. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. And a big key as this game unfolds is just how aggressive will he be throwing the football at a lockdown corner like that.
Yeah, and when you're an elite quarterback, you think you can do whatever you want to do, and you think you can make the right decisions. I'm interested to see how much they'll test that cornerback on the other side.
There's no defense for a perfect pass, but he's got to be extra careful and sharp when he's throwing that guy's way.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the 2nd down misfire. And the quick shuffle pass. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. New set of downs after that completion. He wants to throw. Going to try to pop one on the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down. This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. Look at the schedule for these teams. It's brutal. Each and every week, you're going to get tested. So it's important they get off to a really fast start. They've got to come out, take everything they did on the practice field this offseason, and let these guys go play.
Yeah, and you got to let it rip, man, because that's always your first goal, right? We talk about conference championships, winning your conference, and then it gets you to where you need to go. So looking forward to getting conference play kicked off in the Big Ten.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Gets rid of it. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Snares it with those big hands and strolls into the end zone for the touchdown. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running, I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Safe to say, this defense sets the tone for their football team. They were the reason they won the last time out, and they are putting the clamps down on their opponent early in this one.
Bought a little time, lets it go. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
This is a team right now playing with tons of confidence because of how much their defense is dominating. Just look what they did the last time they took the field. And look what they're doing early in this game. They've got dudes flying around making plays. They are a tough unit.
And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. The Gators will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Makes a move. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oak. The offense set for a first down play. Fires to the tight end. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. Getting some heat. Dances away. He chucks one out to the right. Pulls it in inside the 10. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. And that big gainer on the last one has them threatening from inside the 10. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options. He's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
They're trying to get to it. Got out of trouble and throws. The junior quarterback frustrated with himself after throwing it behind his man.
Well, that ball landed incomplete. You saw the quarterback's speed, and you saw how big of an asset that is for this offense. There was a good pass rush, but he was easily able to avoid the defenders.
And they're in for a touchdown. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he makes the catch. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Gators send out the punt unit. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. To the air on first down. The quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throwing catch.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. You knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Tackled, but he has a first down.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Makes the grab on the left. Open space at the 25. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Looking to scramble. Going for 6. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
And it's so hard to play defense nowadays. You got a strike zone where you can hit people. You get flagged for targeting. You get flagged for pass interference. That was beautiful. Great job in the end zone, making it a hard window.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. And now on second down for this offense. They'll run the option. Now the toss. And they're able to make the tackle. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. From the gun on third down. Got it! Steps into the end zone for a touchdown. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in week 5? How in the world did he miss that? Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point.
Nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now. Chip into this lead. Try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to that.
He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. And the Gators come to the line in the hurry-up.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field, so just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, and let him go get yards.
At the 40, there he goes. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's first and 10. Gets it out quickly. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. The Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's looking to throw. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
Well, for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. Right down the boulevard, it's good.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here. Successful drive. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. And they've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Offense getting set for first down. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. He'll take the deep shot. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
I think it's really hard as a quarterback to know when to put touch on the ball, when to throw that thing as hard as you possibly can. And right there, I don't think he needed to throw it that hard. I think he could have softened that up a little bit because he had a chance to hit the guy deep for a big play.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. We make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. And here comes the punt team. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. A fair catch called for and made. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
On 3rd down, going up top. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. The Gators will send out the punt unit. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. And that is just a spectacular punt, and he will pin them in the shadow of their own goalpost inside the 5. 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. You got to take care of the ball, but there is room to take a shot here. He's looking to throw it. He hurls one deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down.
I know that shot down the field was incomplete, but you got to keep taking shots. Those receivers love to go deep. It gives them a breath of fresh air. They get more excitement. They're going to the quarterback with a little bit more juice because you know you're feeding them. So I would keep taking deep shots down the field.
And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. Backed up, 3rd and 10 from inside their own 5. Like a doctor, first do no harm. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll try to do it himself. He is brought down, but man, what a job to find some running room and move the chains. Quarterback checking the play. Trying to find his man on 1st down. He's going for a big play downfield. Makes the grab on the left side. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Looking to move it through the air. Moving out of the pocket. He's not afraid to go deep. And he's got it inside the 15-yard line. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. From the gun. Moves around to clear up the vision. Keep it on the ground, and he's in for the touchdown. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
You just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision making.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half.
Encroachment, defense.
Defense a little too eager. That's an encroachment penalty, 5 yards for the offense. Defense really hurt itself with that penalty. Now it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Starting to feel a little pressure. And the quarterback was trying to extend the play, and the defense brought it to a close. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Defense in press coverage. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. He's going to take off. And he just runs out of bounds, and I think he's short. I think he misjudged where he had to get. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Men, it should come as no surprise that we have ourselves a fun matchup in Waco.
And the Gators will kick it off to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. Line gets set, 1st down. He'll start this drive firing. He fires one deep down the right side. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage.
He lobs one high down the left side. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield. Couldn't make the connection on 1st down. Now here on 2nd. The give to the back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. They need the 40 to convert here on 3rd down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the 1st. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Fires left. And it's incomplete. The long pass on 4th down is to no avail. Offense set on 1st down. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Lost one deep down the right side. It's complete. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. The quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to...
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Florida! Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get...
He lets one fly deep. And a big play on the outside. What a job to keep those feet in bounds and get the completion. You get a play like that and you feel like you can go in and finish the deal. It'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 50. Touch pass on the run. Inside the 15. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. And it's caught for the touchdown.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Getting the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up 35-10. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. TCU has just had no answers today. They are getting barbecued right now. This team simply does not look prepared, and at this level, you can't have that. They're trailing by 14 to Kansas State. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Give to the running back. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Buys a little extra time. Going to try to get it himself. They bring him down, but not before he gets just enough to move the chains. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. Pulls it in. It's Browning. And he earns a 1st down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lick. The offense getting set for a 1st down from the 45. Movement here from the tight end. He'll do it himself. Got the 1st down. Looking for more. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. It's a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. From the gun, the give, looking for room. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Kept it on the ground on 1st down, now back to the line. The pull and throw off the RPO. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Ineligible receiver, downfield, offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Now on 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Running backs square their shoulders up. It's when they have the most power. You see him square his shoulders up, break tackles, be strong, continue to plow his way forward, just making it really easy on everybody in this offense by breaking tackles.
In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Deep shot for the end zone. Pass on the way. It's picked off. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. On first down, here comes this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Trying to get to him. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. He'll let it go down the right side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. They bring the punter onto the field now. He'll go back to work and punt it away for the second time. He gets a block. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
He'll keep it himself. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea. Because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch. As you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
And you got to focus, right? The first thing you're looking at as a defensive lineman, the first thing you understand is the ball starts with a snap count. I have to line up, see the ball. When the ball moves, I move. I know it's simple, but you still see guys jumping off sides all the time.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And you got to love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against a running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can choose.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Gator. On to attempt the try. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Hit as he throws. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he's looking downfield. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, picked off. Bringing it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Well, the defense isn't quitting. They're obviously down big here in the fourth quarter with just a little bit of time left. Obviously, it'll take a Herculean effort to come back, but could that interception be the spark that ignites this team?
The incompletion on first down leaves him with 2nd and 10 from the 43. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Caught near the sideline, it's Browning. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. 3rd and short now from their own 48. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. The Gators will line it up on 1st and 10. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Finds his big tight end. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on the field.
These corners going to give these receivers some space. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Makes the catch. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. And the Gators are in the hurry-up. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And he was shooting for the end zone there, and they couldn't make the completion.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida!
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. So, guys, we'll see this offense again. Quarterback will audible. They'll throw it on 1st down. Extending the play. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Here comes the offense on 2nd down.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. He's looking downfield to throw. Fires on the move. Got him downfield. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
And offenses practice the situation. This is 4-minute offense. You've got the lead late in the game. You're trying to bleed the clock and just get 1st downs. They do that. They stay in bounds, and the clock keeps ticking.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on 1st down. They move the tight end all over. He's going to pass. Good timing on the quick out. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. He wants to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
Quarterback extends the play. He's in for the touchdown. They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
Salt into wound, right? Late in the 4th quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Gators sending the offense back to work. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over. This coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now, you've got to finish this game. You've got to try to prove something to them.
Well, the game is over, to be clear. They're not coming back, but...
And they got him for the sack. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Slings it downfield. Fires into traffic, picked off. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Finds his big tight end. Gets it into the end zone for a touchdown.
It's another good decision by the quarterback. You've got to be impressed here. On that one, he finds his tight end, but all game long, whether it's receivers or running backs or tight ends, wherever the best one-on-one matchup has been, he's been able to take advantage of it, and that's why they've been able to score so many points.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe it's something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Fakes the catch. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, only a place to be tackled immediately. It's 3rd down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. Coming after it. And the quarterback is snowed under.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack at the equation. Hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Fires to the wideout. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got to
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there. 2nd and 10 here. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. Going up top. Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage. And he is brought to the ground, and that's how we'll wrap this one up. Just complete and...